Hey everyone, my name is Joe Hicken and welcome to the show where I am documenting my journey to getting funded $1 million with prop firms using AI and robotics without ever having to take a manual trade. And I'm doing this to prove that anyone can become a successful trader regardless of their trading experience. Over the course of the last 3 years, my team and I have been working nonstop on an amazing robotic trading system called TitanX and a unique trading method we call prop farming. And in the past year, we've helped over 400 traders become funded prop traders, with more becoming funded every single day. And in this show, I show you the good, the bad, and the ugly truth of being a real algorithmic trader. Now, because we are talking about money, I need to give a quick disclaimer that your results may vary from the results I'm about to show you. Past results don't guarantee future profits, and don't ever risk money you can't afford to lose. All right, so we are now in week 5 here. And I can say that we are now funded $300,000. We got another $100,000 funded this week. So that's $300,000 in 5 weeks. We're 30% of the way to our $1 million funded. And now I'll show you the accounts here. So this is phase 1. I passed with Celis 2.26, so also passed the phase 1. This is that phase 2. I'm just finishing out the minimum trading days, and I'll have my next 100K funded. And then there's this other strategy that I ran this last week. Now this one was interesting. This was definitely a learning experience. So I actually took quite a few losses at the beginning of the week, but then the account came all the way back. But then I went back and I checked, and this account went through some heavy news, and with all of the trades open, you can kind of see in these little batches of trades here that this strategy tends to open up a lot of trades at a time. So what happened is right here on this day, we had some sort of news, I think, that caused this spike in the market. And this is quite a big move for the 1 minute time frame. Like it just means the price moved really quickly in a short amount of time. And that's usually due to heavy news, right? And what happens when you're in a situation like that is the spread widens, and there's something called slippage where there's execution delays, so you can't close trades as quickly as normal either. And when you have a lot of trades open like this, like look, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So it looks like something like 22 trades open at the same time. It becomes very, very risky, because what can happen is those trades, it's going to take longer than usual for them to close. There's going to be spread gaps that are going to cause big fluctuations in your floating P&L. And so as a result, unfortunately, this account no longer qualifies to pass this. It did violate the max daily loss. And so this is one that I'm going to learn from. I've always just traded through news. I may just continue to do that, but I want to be careful of strategies like these that are taking a lot of entries at a time and paying attention to high impact news. I might avoid high impact news. I might, just avoid strategies that get into a lot of entries at once like this. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and reevaluate. I may just do nothing different. And that's actually probably what I'll do, is just nothing different at all, because, to be honest, these losses don't bother me at all. Because I know my data, I know the probabilities, I know how this all works. And if you think about it, just to put this in perspective for you, you really only have to make money on 1 out of 10 challenge attempts. So I've done over 40 live challenge attempts. In fact, I think we're up to, past 50 or so. And I say we, I mean me. I'm up to past 50 or so live challenge attempts. And throughout all of that, I know my funded rate is 50%. I know that my phase 1 pass rate is 65%, meaning I can make 8% 65% of the time just following this system and using TitanX and prop farming and the leaderboard and everything else. So knowing that, let's just say it costs $500 for a challenge, just to have really good, or really easy numbers. So $500 to take a $100,000 challenge, okay? So 500 times 10, that's $5,000 is going to be your expense for over 10 challenges. And if you just make that 8%, which you have a 65% hit rate on, and I'm saying you, just talking in general, me, right? That's everything I've shown you in this series is using this system, right? That's given a 65% hit rate of hitting that 8%, is what I found from my experience, right? And so, you do that just once on 10 challenges, okay? With a 50% funded rate, so 5 of those are going to be funded, and then I just need, I have a 65% chance on each one of those 5 to hit this 8%. Okay, so you think about that, pretty good odds that you're going to hit, you know, that 8% on at least one of them, if not 3 of them, if not more, right? And if not multiple times over. But even if you just do it on one of them, you're still very profitable. I say very profitable because you're still making a 40% return, you know, because if you think about it, that 8%, that's $8,000, right, on that $100,000 account. And you take out the profit split, so you're left with 80%. All right, that's $6,400, but you get your $500 back. You know, that's what happens. You get your challenge fee refund on your first withdrawal, so that leaves you $6,900. So that's about a $2,000 profit that you've made on that very first withdrawal. And if you spent $5,000 and you made about $7,000, that's $2,000 profit. That's a 40% return on your investment of $5,000. Like, not bad at all, right? So again, that's just to put things in perspective. You only have to be successful on 1 out of 10 is how I'm looking at it, at least, in order to be very profitable. So that's why, like, losses here and there, like, what's my exact funded rate? I'm not really worried about it as long as I'm just hitting that 8% on 1 out of 10 challenge attempts, which, like I've said, over a much larger sample size than what I've shown you in this series, I've done that with flying colors. And so it's just, you know, that's why it doesn't faze me at all, okay? So I just wanted to illustrate that real quickly here, put that all into perspective. I have a few more pending accounts here that are low on equity. You know, I've seen these accounts come back, so we'll see how they do, but I'm not, you know, super tied to them or super hopeful for them. What I will do is I'm going to change the settings. I'm basically going to cut the settings in half so that it's half as aggressive. And that's just because I can't afford to hit another full equity protector. And so, you know, hopefully it's kind of like a last-ditch effort to see if we can't recover this account. And actually we have quite a few times where it has worked out, but also, you know, probably just as many, if not more times where it hasn't. But it's just a strategy that we found that, you know, sometimes works to recover the account, whereas if you had just left it on the original settings, then it wouldn't have. So I'm going to give it a go. We'll see how it does. But I don't have huge hopes for these. But yeah, so that being said, you know, I'm going to celebrate the phase 1 pass, celebrate the fact we've got another $100,000 funded. So 30% of our way there to that $1 million. That is our goal already in just 5 weeks, which is excellent. And that all being said, let's get into the results from the community this week. And let me scroll all the way back to the 9th. We had an awesome week in the community, lots of great success. 2 paydays in a row. Richard Stevens absolutely crushing it. He's approaching $100,000 that he's made in less than a year prop farming, which is just incredible. Another $7,000, near $8,000 payout for him. Another couple phases passed. I want to show you guys, speaking of Richard Stevens, I want to show you guys someone else who messaged me. And right here, your program has changed my life. Just wanted to say thank you. Here it is, $25,000. And in fact, let me pull up. Here it is. So another customer funded $1 million with Titan X. Funded $1.7 million in accounts. I currently have $1 million in active funded accounts. Today I get to apply for my payout on a new $400K for $23,000, which will be totaling $55,000 in payouts since January. Titan X works. Okay, so just another amazing success story for Jason. Congratulations. Yeah. All right, so picking up where we left off here, a few more, you know, lots more actually challenges passed. Another funded account, trust the process. You know, and this is the reality, right? You know, sometimes Titan will take losses, sometimes it will take wins, but you just have to trust the process. So yeah, that's it for this week. And yeah, and I'll be back next week. So thanks so much for watching today's update. You can expect one like this each week to get the most recent insight into just how powerful this robotic trading system can be. If you found this video helpful or you're ready to become a prop farmer yourself, head over to propfarming.com. Take care.